Hi, in this video, I'm going to go over all the features that Pacy Devtools has. Pacy Devtools is a coding tool that lives in your browser that lets you interact with your AI agents, also your IDE, and it has some mixture of IDE features and DevTools features, all inside the browser. Right now, on my screen, there's the Pacy Devtools website on my localhost, and I have it open on Cursor. In the further parts of the video, I'm going to demonstrate sending prompts first to Cloud Code, then to Cursor. Before diving into each tool, I would like to start with showing the chat panel. This is a recent chat I had with Cloud Code. I asked Cloud Code to make small edits on my footer component, and as you can see, it nicely prints all the tool calls that Cloud Code does. You can even track the status of the tasks that Cloud Code create and execute to complete the overall task. So, the most colorful tool is the Inspect tool. Inside the Inspect tool, there are different tools. Let me select a random element. As you can see, Inspect tool opens as the chat tool initially. There's also Edit tool, the Elements tool, CSS tool, and the spacing tool. Also, at the end of this video, you'll see that there are actually two more tools, but they are experimental, so they need to be enabled from the settings. Let's quickly demonstrate sending a message to Cloud Code. So, I'm going to choose the chat tool, and I'm going to click somewhere and tell this section should be a table instead. I'm going to hit send, and as you can see, it started off as a small notification, and it opened automatically when we received responses from Cloud Code. As you can see, it identified the part we sent as the done section, which is correct, and now it's doing things. Okay, it achieved it perfectly. And it gave us this report. One thing you should know about the agent window is when you click away, you can see the generation easily without needing to move it elsewhere. When you click back, you'll see it open nicely. Let's assume I didn't like these changes. What should I do? Simply, I should click the Review tab, or you can also click Review when it's minimized as well. So these are the changes. Changes can be reviewed as inline diffs as well. So to demonstrate, let's reject them. When I click reject, as you can see, it turns back into its normal state, and the changes tab is also empty now. Let me send another message, this time to Cursor. I'm going to select Cursor from this drop-down, and I'm going to click the specific cursor window I would like to send the message to, which is Pacy Dev. I'm telling it to use better wording here. As soon as I'm gonna hit send, you'll see the message in the cursor's text area. Let's do it. It started working. It updated us with a task update MCP tool call, and we're gonna see results on the Pacy Devtools agent panel. Okay, it changed our text and it said it successfully completed the task. So let's see what it did. I don't remember what was written here initially, so let's click review. As you can see, it changed some parts of the sentence. So yeah, if I accept this changes window will be emptied again, and it will be ready for further changes. So let's make further changes, this time with the Edit tool. The thing you must know is you can switch between tools from here and from here as well. So I'm going to click to Edit tool from here this time, and I'm going to tell, instead of all in your browser, all in the browser, and hit save. Now, just to check, I'm going to try to see it inside the Changes tab. Okay, it's there. So the rest of the tools I'll go over fast. In the Inspect tool, next to Edit, there's the Elements tool, which you can use to inspect the DOM hierarchy. You can also expand and collapse things, just like you would do in the browser's DevTools. So there's also the CSS tool. With CSS tool, you can disable CSS rules or add your CSS rules like this. You can also toggle classes. Finally, there's the spacing tool. With spacing tool, you can measure pixel perfect distance between things. It lets you select two elements at the same time, like this. So if you hit escape, you would close any of these tools or inspectors. Also, one thing you should know is that when you click an element like this, you'll see the source of the element. If you click this, it will send me the exact line of code that element occurs. So if you hover on this card more than a second, by clicking to this, you can actually open the edit window quickly. One thing I would like you to observe is this blue button. Most components actually point to two files in your codebase. One of them is where they are defined, and the other one is where they are used. So based on this, let's see what is precisely written in the prompt that we sent to Cursor just now. I'm scrolling up, and the user is pointing to a component. Please locate the relevant source code based on the information below. The selected component is a P element in the file ... So if we go back and remember, the P component that we were pointing to was this. And let's go on, read. This element looks like P class name something. Let's go back there. As you can see, this is a summary of the elements that starts here, right? And it says it's being rendered by the file homepage.tsx. And if we go to this blue button here, it shows us it's being rendered inside homepage.tsx somewhere around here. And as you can see, it says this element looks like this. Also, to give large language model a better context on how exactly these components are being rendered, it also says the rendered DOM element looks like this text content, these classes, and these attributes. And then it sends our user message. As I said in the beginning, there are actually two more tools, console and network panels. So to enable them, I'm going to go to settings, I'm going to scroll here and enable them from here, then refresh the page. Now, as you can see, the button that was used to be the changes button right here turned into this. And when I click, it opens the changes button. However, there are two more buttons here. First one is console, which I can show you as window, body, like this. It's actually a working console, similar to the one inside the browser. And this is the network tab. As you can see the timestamp and the URLs of the networks, and when you click, you can see the headers and response. This was Pacy Devtools in a nutshell. Also, one last thing I'd like to tell before leaving is you can, either from settings or from here, change the position of the Pacy Devtools island. If it's suitable for your app, you can use it from here. It will get bigger and smaller in the same way. Also, one thing you can do is clicking Control key and dragging it across your screen. And it will snap to the closest corner of the screen. And if you refresh, it will stay there. So this was Pacy Devtools. Thanks for bearing with me, and see you with even more features.